Hey guys, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. Yep, Bob, you are first, buddy. You are the first chatter of the evening. Appreciate you stopping by, man. All right, so tonight I got a kind of a special treat. I had kind of just planned on playing a little bit more Dash and like a little bit more or a little bit more Max. You know, just like trying to like keep grinding with the decks that I've been working on. But I was talking to my buddy Taylor today, and he actually has an article coming out next week, which is like one of the coolest things that like I've heard in a really long time. It's really cool to think that like somebody I know is writing articles like about Flesh and Blood. It's just like it's I don't know, it's like a really cool thing to think about. His article is actually going to be about Teklovossen, and so you guys should definitely check out that that article next Monday. It's going up on channelfireball.com. Be sure to check that out. But he sent me his deck list that he is writing the article about with Teklovossen, and we're going to be playing some games with it tonight. It looks like a pretty cool list. It looks pretty fun. I'm pretty excited to play it. He's got some matchups built into there so that I don't really have to think too much, and then I can just click on the matchups and kind of play through my deck, and just kind of play through the games and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited. I think it's gonna be pretty fun tonight. So let's see here. Flesh and Blood online. We already got everything set up. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump into a public game here. He has Dromai, Guardian, Wizard, and mid-range aggro. I'm going to assume if it's not one of these, we're just slotting into that mid-range aggro kind of suite. So let's look at our deck list here. So he takes out the Chambers, the Purifiers, the Respites, the Firewalls, and the TikTok clock. I'm honestly just curious to see how this plays. Like, I guess we can, like, if we really want to here, I don't know what our opponent's going to do on turn 0, but we could equip, like, an Evo here. There's 3 of each of the Majestic Blues, so this is for 4. I mean, I guess he could Bolden it here if he wants to. Yeah, I'm just gonna give him the leg piece here and just pass. Okay, so he does Bolden. Interesting. Okay, so, and then Raiden's going to be for 3 here. On hit, for 4, actually. Kind of surprised to see it be for 4, so I'm just going to go ahead and block 6. Oh, the Courage token. I wasn't accounting for the Courage token. Didoi. So we'll block 6. Our opponent is running 69 cards into us. Interesting. So we can boost Throttle and play Zipper Hit, pitching T-Bone, and then have the Evo Still Soul Controller in our arsenal, which is an 11-point turn. Yeah, I mean, we're going second. Let's put some pressure on here. Ooh, Still Street Enforcement is not one we wanted to boost over. Taylor has quite a few boost cards in the list here tonight that we're playing, so I don't know. I'm pretty excited to see like how it plays out and how it feels tonight. The alternative line we could have taken was to just equip the arm piece here and then arsenal the Throttle or the Zipper Hit, whichever one we thought was best, to try and set up for a little bit of defense later on. See if our opponent blocks here. Or let's see what they do off the Zipper Hit. They're blocking 6. Best way to end the game is to kill them? I mean, yeah, absolutely it is. Red boost attacks definitely do that. That's the thing that I think I like about it, is that I think at first everybody was thinking that Teklovossen needed to be one way or another, and I feel like this just plays like a very solid mid-rangey game plan, where we're able to just like block and set up good evos when we have the opportunity to do so. Create a courage token. So this is for 3. So I already gave a leg piece, so I'm kind of skeptical on giving a leg piece here. The Terminator tank's not really going to do us much good. Like, it's not going to really help us a ton here. Boost every time you can. Okay, boost every time you can is a very interesting way to look at it. I mean, I guess we could just block 3 cleanly here. And then just boost. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try it. Boost every time we can. You're getting the help from the man himself right here, so I gotta pitch differently to make that happen. Yeah, I mean, we might as well go boost. Okay, so we already hit a chess piece, which is kind of cool, which means now we have the capability to just keep 2 cards and play it from our arsenal. You maximize the value of Evos when you boost over them. Giving boost cards additional value is good. Absolutely, dude. Sounds like a plan to me. I like the idea of being able to like boost over cards and still getting like equity out of them. Like, that's like very good. I hate that we boosted over our Steel Street Enforcement. I literally, in a game that I played earlier, I used this card to block for 5 twice, which was insane. Like, it's just so broken. Like, having a 5 block card from your hand is so good. Our opponent just decided to take 5 here. Okay. Okay, so they're going to play this Soul Shield. All right. So they are on some defensive tools here against us, which I don't really know if that's because of like Terminator tank and stuff like that or what. We're just going to pass. We'll go Terminator tank, then the heavy artillery here. So if I block with the headpiece, don't ever worry about what you boost over other than Singularity. Just beat face. Okay, so we don't want to boost over Singularity. So I'm trying to think if there's any way to do it all here. I don't think there is. I think we're just going to block 3. Our Junkyard Dogs give us the ability to actually scrap later. To scrap the things that we're blocking with later, which is pretty good. You can block with Headpiece and double Evo here if there's a blue. Like if there's a blue on top of the deck. So we block with the Evo. I mean, I guess we're just going to take the Raiden hits here. We're just going to go to 30, and they're going to go to 37, which is fine. Feels like a pretty lackluster combo turn for them. You'll love to see Beacon of Victory gone. That's a good one here. So if we play 1 from our arsenal, equip the headpiece, we'll have 2 floating, which means if we draw blue, we activate Teklovossen, and with our 2 floating, play our leg piece here. I like that. That sounds pretty good. They put a Spirit of Arena into their soul off of that, which is pretty good. Peace is everything non-weapon related, so I'm just gonna pick peace here, which is fine. I don't really think this does anything for them. Just stops them, like, they're trying to stop us from attacking them. Yeah, so we have to play the chess piece here, have 2 floating off pitching our 2 blues. No, because then we don't draw a card. So activate Okay, I see now. So we activate Teklovossen, play our leg piece, draw a card if it's a blue, play our chess piece. I'm following now. See, man, you got that big brain, dude. Got that big brain I just can't keep up with, man. That's why you're always beating me when we play in tournaments. Let's draw blue. Boo. All right, so we didn't draw blue, but we chose war, so we can't actually attack. So we're just kind of stuck here. Like, I don't really think there's anything else we can do. From this point, I think we're just kind of stuck passing. We don't have any resources. We can't activate our chest. So I guess we could play this as an instant and banish this and then draw a card, although it's our only blue. Teklo isn't the best hero. He's just the coolest. I mean, dude, I'm just looking for fun stuff to play, man. So we don't have any base equipment in our inventory. I mean, I guess we could give +1 and banish this and draw a card. Get +1 and it's banish an Evo, right? Yeah, you may banish an Evo from your hand. Yep. So I guess we'll just do this as instant because what our opponent created the courage token by actually banishing the banneret there. Okay. Drawing a blue is pretty good. Next turn we can just so let's see here. This is 4 go again. I don't know that blocking this like really helps us a ton. I mean, I guess we're just going to block 3 here just to get the value out of our card. And then we can block with the twin drive later if we need to. Because I want to keep the War Machine in our deck. We need to get another Evo equipped so that we can turn on our Majestic Mechanologist attack actions here and make them actually start doing stuff. So if we block with the twin drive this turn, we can pitch these our blue and our War Machine to actually play the chess piece from our arsenal. Or from our banish zone, I mean. And we can leave our card in our arsenal until we need to play it as an instant. Being able to play it as an instant actually gives us a lot of value because if our opponent like tries to like command and conquer us or like get up to some nonsense here, we can just so this is for 4, so I'm just gonna block 3 and take 2, go to 27. And then I'm gonna take 3 here. Go to 24. I mean, we could just like be blocking more efficiently if we wanted to. Like, I think it's just better to start putting stuff into play. We need to play the setup game a little bit. It's like part of Teklovossen's like main strategy, I feel like. So right now we have 4 equipment block in play that we can kind of just like use when we need to. So we have 2 in play, which means we could just throw this as a 3 for 6. That just has the Command and Conquer text. Does Beaver Vanguard puff itself? It does pump itself, yeah. So, banished 1 card. You may charge a hero soul any number of times. So I can just block 4 with my equipment here. And then my turn looks like Pitch Junkyard Dog to boost Zipper Hit. And then I guess we have 2 equipped. Well, it doesn't have Go again. So let's start here and see what they give us to block with here. And we'll kind of determine how we need to go forward from here. Because our opponent charging their soul kind of like, it's kind of like Dash in the effect that like they boost a lot. And so they actually, when our opponent starts boosting a lot, like when they start like actually banishing these cards, when they start banishing their cards into their soul, they're actually using 2 cards a turn. so block Junkyard Dog and Zipper Hit here. Block 6. And then we'll equip our leg piece from our arsenal here. Or I'm sorry, it's our arm piece, so we'll have 3 Evos equipped. And we'll still have 2 block left on the 2 block left on our chest piece, and then we'll have 3 block on our arm piece. Actually, none on our legs, so we've used that up. We are gonna go to 20 here. All right, so let's go ahead and play this. And then we'll just go ahead and pass here, trying to set up a little bit. Plan for a little bit of a grindy game here. The mechanical strength card is really cool. I really like this being like... I just really like this card being like a 3 for 7 late in the game. Right now it'd be a 3 for 6. Okay, so this is for 7. So they lose all hero abilities until the end of next turn, so I'm wondering if the on-hit effect is super relevant here. So we still have a chess piece over here that we could play. The Junkyard Dog actually gets us a headpiece into our banish zone. So something to think about if we are actually deciding to play the Junkyard Dog. We could just block. I mean, if we block 8 like this, we're covering up their turn. And we're only giving 1 card out of our deck. And then we actually have the ability to 0 to 60 boosting and then play the Junkyard Dog and get our headpiece into our banish zone. So, I mean, we get to have a 9-point turn. Be a lot better if this was red. The old red Junkyard Dog's pretty good. I mean, I guess they could pummel us here. I don't see it. Like, that's not really a Bolton style card, but not super worried about Teklo's ability being turned off. The biggest annoyance for us at that point would have been, I guess, actually, if I play the chess piece here and draw a card, I can have a setup for Arsenal, or I can throw the pistol. The gun. Heard people correcting people. Probably better to keep cards in my deck and like draw cards and set up a little bit more. Although I do like the idea of putting a different headpiece into our banish zone. Nah, let's play this slow game. Like, we're only down 5 cards right now. And once we start attacking our opponent with some of the more relevant on-hit effects, we'll actually start to pressure them quite a bit. Okay, so having another arm piece that we're getting ready to arsenal. I mean, I guess we could have just attacked with the lever here instead of arsenaling it, but it might have been correct. Honestly, I don't know. This makes me feel like they have a pump. Like they probably have like not the V for Vanguard. I can't remember what it's called. Beacon of Victory to be able to go get something. They do only have 1 Beacon of Victory left in their deck. Having 3 of these equipped means they have to discard a card, which is kind of cool. We could also just come in with the gun and then play our chess piece here, but we just played our chess piece, so I don't know that that's a great option. Let's block 4 and see what our opponent does here. Let's use our Still Street Enforcement effectively. I mean, it might just be the end of their turn. It was. Okay, so they had a pretty lackluster turn there. We could also play another arm piece, I guess, if we wanted to. Like, we could play an arm piece. I don't know, it feels kind of lackluster to just like play an arm piece for no reason. We're just like leaving value on the table. There also might not be another turn. If we play the chest, we would get the ability here. So, I mean, that's worth noting, but let's let our opponent know that I'm thinking here. I could just come in with a gun for 2 go again and then throw the Terminator take, like, start playing a little bit of offense. Although, if they didn't have anything else they could do or didn't decide, they didn't use snaps last turn, they probably have, like, a soul shield or something. So, Let's play offense here for a minute and just kind of see what happens. We have 3 Evos equipped, so the Teklo lever has go again. Our opponent has no interest in blocking, which I think makes sense. The discard effect is also not going to happen just because this is for 6. And even if our opponent doesn't have a soul shield, they have all kinds of armor they can block with here. So you may play at this combat chain. Activate this only if you control a weapon with twice its base power. Okay, so basically any turn they like use Raiden, they can do that. So like it's not like a crazy stretch for them to get there from that. So they do have the soul shield? No. They just decided to discard a card? I have to say I'm pretty intrigued by that decision. That's I don't really understand or know what would put them in that boat. I mean, I feel like they could block 6 and throw Humble at us. I don't know. That's kind of weird. So we could shuffle something back in here. Like we could go 0 to 60 boosting and then play War Machine. So V for Vanguard just means that things get plus on the combat chain. So we could just block 5 here. I could also just block with the arm piece. Or maybe I need to be putting the arm piece into play. So if I block 5 here, like this, like they're probably going to go again this if I had to assume, but if I block 5, I get to pistol, boost, and then 6. So, I mean, say 12-point turn. Blocking with my equipment like this early on my turn could just be super wrong. I don't know a ton about Bolton. Like, I'm just gonna be real with you guys. I don't play against Bolton a lot. Like, it's not something I see at a lot of pro quests. And the couple of times I've been playing an aggro deck and I've just kind of ran it over. Like it's like I played Fi like last pro quest season, and like I played against it once during pro quest season, and I just kind of like dumpstered the deck. So this is interesting. So they don't have an arsenal, which means am I just supposed to block with this? Like, is my turn just supposed to be... Like, so I could block 5 if I wanted to with my hand. Let's let them know we're thinking here. If we block 5, we take nothing because it gets bumped up to 5. They'll probably Bolton and then come in with a Raiden from there, and then they won't have an arsenal. If I block 3 and take 2, I give them an arsenal, more than likely, which means I can shoot the lever and I can throw the War Machine. I mean, the War Machine's not really my biggest concern right now. This is tough. I don't really know what the right call is here. If I block 6 and just play my arm piece, like that's fine, I think. I think that's probably actually the way to go. We'll just block this out. Take 4 from the Raiden here, go to 16. And then we'll come in with the lever, and then we'll play the arm piece here. The decision points in this deck are like really interesting, and just honestly not something I'm really used to. Like I'm not used to trying to make those decision points. So we'll come in for 2 with go again, and then we'll play our arm piece. We'll shuffle a, I guess, a Terminator tank back into the deck. Because we get the effect from actually playing it this turn. Yeah, I guess we'll just shuffle the Terminator tank back in. I guess that's... So this is going to be for 4. I mean, I have the Singularity in my hand. Am I supposed to Fabricate here? So if I play Fabricate, I can go +1 and banish the headpiece and draw a card. And then during our turn can be play Lever with pitching Singularity, and then pitch our blue to play our headpiece. Evos get +1 and banish an Evo from my hand. Fabricate's a really interesting card. I've honestly been curious to see how this card is going to play out since I saw it. Since I saw it like kind of like registered, I always thought this was interesting. I mean, we can block 4 just pretty handedly here with our Evos. Our Soul Processor actually blocks for 3 instead of 2 this turn, which is kind of cool. And then if we need to, we can actually just give the Terminator tank as a block here, since this is a card we just shuffled in. Since we just shuffled in with equipping our piece there. Is equipping headpiece better than playing Terminator tank, is the question. So this is 6 with overpower, which means if they want to stop it, they will. So, I mean, it's take 1 or two. So it's take 1 and Lever play headpiece. Or, I mean, I guess I don't have to make that decision. I guess this just blocks for 3. Yeah. So we might as well just use our value out of our cards. I mean, if the Singularity had been a blue, we would be in a pretty okay spot. I'm trying to think. We can't do both here. We can't play the headpiece and play Terminator tank here. So activate Teklovossen, and then we have to pitch both of these to play our headpiece here. Yeah, there's just not a way to do it all here. So I guess we're looking at Teklo Lever into play headpiece and pass. And then we probably need to try and get something else equipped at some point. I mean, we're just gonna keep the grind up here. Like, this game's just been a grindy one. We are at 16 and they have 35 cards left in their deck, so they don't churn through their deck quite as quickly as Dash does. But we're only 11 points behind, which honestly is really not bad, all things considered, because Bolton can have some pretty explosive draws. Interesting. Fate Foreseen on the Lever, huh? That's kind of neat. I kind of just expected our opponent to take 2 there. I won't lie. That's pretty surprising. So we'll just play our headpiece over pitching. Now we have 1, 2, 3 equipment block. We can no longer block with our equipment, our chess piece here. I think we still have our red base chess piece in our deck. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I don't think anyway. We might have pitched it at some point. So I'm going to go heavy artillery, Terminator tank, then singularity. This hand is not great. So we put one card into our deck, and that is our singularity. Just got out of a fight with Levia against my Riptide list. Hey, Billy, what's going on, man? How'd you do? Do you win? So if we block 3, we take 1, go to 15, and then we at minimum take 4, go to 11, and then we get to come back for... We get to come back for 5, go again, 9, so we get to have a 14-point offensive turn. Or I can block 6 and then throw 9. So we have a couple of options here. I think I want to keep the Junkyard Dog in the deck. I don't know if my opponent's going to, like, tell me that they have a life and they want me to play a little bit faster or what. I mean... If they do, they do. Like, I'm actually curious to see what they say. I mean, I've been in a hurry and, like, trying to get one game in before I had to leave and do stuff. So, like, if they're frustrated, I understand. I'll be AFK for 3 minutes. My brother forgot the keys. No worries, man. All right, well, so I honestly think it'll just give us the win after 3 minutes. Which is like, I think that's what happens. Like, appreciate my opponent letting me know. One at the end from Levia losing to Blood Debt. Dude, that's like the #1 thing of like Levia losing to itself. It's like been Levia's biggest problem since I got into Flesh and Blood. Levia like died to her own Blood Debt. Like, it's just what happens sometimes. It's actually a pretty good feeling to win a game that way, though. Like, I mean, like, you hate that, like, your opponent's deck kind of imploded, but at the same time, like, when I'm playing against a Levia person, I'm like, you know what? Like, you knew what you were signing up for, dude. I'm like, you knew what was going on here. Like, let's not play games. You understood what you were signing up for when you signed up with Levia. I honestly thought Levia was going to have a better place in the metagame after... Dusk Till Dawn, after she got some new cards and some new stuff. I really thought she was going to have a better place in the metagame than she ended up having. So, after this, we have the option of if the opponent comes in with Raiden, we can block with Junkyard Dog and the arm piece here. That leaves us with 2 red Junkyard Dogs in our deck to be able to, like, get rid of stuff. I guess we could also block with Terminator Tank if we wanted to here. I mean, that's, like, so... That'd still leave us with 2 Terminator Tanks and a War Machine. So it's not like we just be out of it. Like, it's not like we just be out of this kind of stuff. Like, in Junkyard Dog does allow us to put a headpiece. That actually does allow us to put the Evo Still Soul memory from our graveyard into our banish zone. So they didn't have a card to turn off Blood Debt. They threw 13 damage at the end while I'm at 3. I mean, dude, Levia's output's like not bad. Like, Levia has some really good, like, high swinging turns. Like she does a lot of damage. It's just like sometimes she just dies to herself. Guys, for anybody who just joined the stream, we're playing against Bolton right now. And my opponent sent a message and said they had to be AFK for a couple minutes. So I'm not claiming victory. I'm kind of waiting until they come back. This has been a pretty back and forth game. It kind of feels like I'm in kind of feels like I'm behind right now. We've been taking some turns to set up and do some stuff, but waiting on our opponent to come back. I don't really want to claim victory. This has been a pretty good game. I'm also curious to see if I can close out the game, because they have 2 Lumina Ascensions left in their deck, and I'm kind of worried that like those will end the game if we get into a bad spot. At least I'm pretty sure they have 2 Lumina Ascensions left in their deck. Yeah. It's telling me the current player is inactive. I mean, I thought Flesh and Blood kind of like... I thought Flesh and Blood like kind of like Talishar like kind of actually like just force you to... Like after a while, I think Talishar just like forces your opponent to win. Like I think that's what happens after a while. Cool to see you playing Teklo Daddy. I've not heard him called that, but that sounds like something you would say. Yeah, I mean, like I was talking to Taylor earlier, and he was telling me about his list, and we were just talking about it, and he's like, I haven't really like dug too much into the whole like Teklovossen into that rabbit hole yet. So seeing that Taylor had like a pretty good list put together, I was pretty interested to just try it today and see how it felt. Just I don't know, like he's got an article coming out next week on Channel Fireball, and he was telling me about his list, and so I was like, you know what, like let's play Teklovossen. I was like, one of the things that I've not wanted to do with Teklovossen is honestly just sit down and like build a deck. I'm not a great deck builder. Like I will tell anybody that I have like some shame, but not a lot. As far as that's concerned, like I'm just like I look at cards and I'm like, man, that's gonna be great, and then it's just really not. So I just like I try not to like, you know, go crazy out of my way to like build decks or something like that. So seeing that somebody had like a list put together that they thought was pretty good made me feel way more comfortable trying to actually play it. All right, you said like 3 minutes. Spend more than 3 minutes. I love deck building, LOL. I mean, dude, I love deck building. Like, it's fun. I just like... I'm too competitive. Like I want to win, and I always want to do well. And so like when I'm playing a deck, like after I play a deck and like I go back and forth so many times, I have a hard time being like the biggest pitfall I have with deck building is I'll play a list that I think's good, and I have a hard time being like, where should I change this? Like what's the problem here? What do I need to be better here? All right, my opponent's got about 30 more seconds here before I just like claim victory and move on to the next match, because I want to wait for my opponent to come back, but I'm also not going to sit here all night. Like, just don't feel like waiting this out. If a game ends abruptly for some reason, you can just undo it. No, my opponent's back. Let's go. You can just undo it and it shoots you back into the game. I'm surprised more people don't know that. I'm going to be honest, I did not know that. That's something I didn't know. That's cool. I appreciate that. Z the B. I like your name. That's fun. But no, I appreciate that. No, I did not know that. So that's really good information to have. Thanks for the heads up there. What did we play? 2 Fabricate so far, so we got 1 Fabricate left. We're probably, if I had to guess, like 10 cards away from pitch stack or so. Okay, so 3 go again here. So if I give Terminator Tank in my arms, I just cover this up and then I take the Raiden for 3. Or no, I guess the Raiden's still going to be before because of the Beacon of Victory. Or not, no. Why is it buffed? What am I missing? Oh, it's buffed because I block with an attack. Duh. Lord, I'm having a stroke. I'm still trying to see what's best in Dash. I went back to seeing if High Octane and Toma Fiendel is better. I mean, it might be. Like, I know that Dash IO is playing High Octane and Toma Fiendel, so like maybe that's the correct way to be playing our list that we've like kind of come up with. Like maybe that's just like the most correct thing we can be doing. I haven't given up on our Dash deck, Bobby. I'm still like working on it, like kind of like outside of the stream. I'm trying to stream other things and like, you know, trying to keep the stream fresh a little bit. So I could also just equip my arm piece here, shuffle this in, and then get more block. I don't know. I kind of want to take advantage of the Junkyard Dog and being able to put our headpiece in. This is for 7, so it's not for like this is a non-zero number. But our opponent does have a lot of block left. This is our last Soul Shield. I mean, that's cool because it means that their turn is like hopefully going to be kind of lackluster here. So I won't complain too much, but yeah, like I haven't given up on our dash tech Bobby at all. I'm just trying to like see what works the best. Okay, so can we play 2 Evos here? I really think we can. I think we can play the arm piece. I think we can play the headpiece and our arm piece here, which is like really cool. I think that gives us a lot of value, and I think we can pistol. So let's pitch Still Street Enforcement, which is our last one. We boosted one early in the game, and we blocked with 1 for 4. So activate Teklovossen. Problem might be that our opponent has like a very explosive like combo hand that they've been like kind of like patiently waiting for and setting up a little bit here. So play the headpiece. We drew a red, so I mean we can play the arm piece here. Like we might as well. Like we're just putting a whole bunch of cards back into our deck. Let's go ahead and shuffle in a War Machine. That way we'll have 2 of each in our deck, which I kind of like. And now we've added 6 equipment block. We've added 6 equipment block to our having a stroke, to our defensive strategy here. V for Vanguard, banishing 2 cards, which means it's going to be for 5. So we can, if we keep everything, like if we keep a card here, we can, I guess we could Arsenal to Fabricate here if we wanted to, which is like an interesting thing to think about. If I block heavy artillery here, so like this is for 6. And this is going to be for 5. I got double max V'd in 1 turn playing a Stash.io. Backup Protocol Red is pretty good. Oh, dude, Backup Protocol Red is like so good, dude. This is actually for 6. So I'm going to have to play the Fabricate. I'm just actually going to have to play the Fabricate to stay on point here. Evo permanents you can control get +1 and banish and draw a card. We'll go ahead and banish. Like we have another blue in our hand, so we can kind of see like what we draw into. So now we block for 7. Oh, and our last card was the Beacon of Victory. It's pretty unfortunate. Yeah, so we take 1 here. Like, I mean, unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm thinking about going back up to 2 instead of 1. I know that like Sam Dando and the Dash cosplay lady, I don't know her name in real life. They were playing. Oh, I guess the combat chain hasn't broken. I think they were playing like 2 or 3 in their list. So V for Vanguard is what? +2 on the turn, obviously. So this is going to be for 5. He hasn't played the Lumina, though, which makes me wonder. So this is just for 5. I mean, I guess he can play Lumina. as though it were an instant. So let's just take 5 and go to 7 here and see what he does. If he plays the Lumina as an instant, I mean, then we're just going to block the second one with the heavy artillery and the junkyard dog. I'm curious to know if he's going to hang on to it and try to have a better turn with it here. I try to have like a more like a different turn. So we actually take 6 and go to 6. I don't think we're going to win this game. I feel like I've probably played it incorrectly, but I also like the courage token, and then this is going to be for 8. So we're going to take 2. Actually, that's just wrong. Sorry. And because of the +1 effect, we actually won't lose our chess piece here, which is kind of cool from Fabricate. At least I'm like 99% sure that's how that works. Yep, so we actually end up keeping it, which is like kind of neat. And then we're just forced to pass here. Okay, so this actually has go again. Celestial Cataclysm is so good. Like, it's such a good card, especially in the Bolton deck. So if I don't block here, they have to use snaps. Surprised they didn't. Snaps would have just given them the opportunity to try and kill me right there. So I'm a little surprised they didn't just go for it. So if I come in with the lever and play the headpiece, I'll have a 5-card hand. I mean, we could run our opponent out of cards. I worm on that. That's not really. I'm not really like trying to fatigue my opponent this game. Like, that's not really the route I've tried to take this so far. Yep. So we're gonna block there. This is the discard a card one. We'll block 3. They'll use Bolton's effect. Like, us having so many attacks in our deck is just so good because as a mechanologist, we're just required to play X amount of attacks. So Bolton's effect is just getting so much value out of us this game. I mean, he has a... No, he played the Lumina, so I guess he could have another Lumina. If he does have a Lumina, we're covering it this way. Okay. And if this hits, put it into your hero's soul. So I guess let's just block 6 here. And if they snap and come in again, then I guess we're just up a creek, but we'll throw the Terminator tank for 9. Now, again, they have soul shields and like some defense reactions in their deck. I'm not like super thrilled on this actually getting through. Plus, a Soulbound Resolve is very good. Like 3, 5, and then all they'd need is a 4-cost defense reaction here to stop this. So, hey, sub number 638. Thanks, whoever subbed. I appreciate it. I've also swapped out the red Expedite for blues. I was having way too many red hands, and that switch isn't too impactful to our power level. So are you saying that like you just added blues in? Like you're just playing more blues, you mean now? Hey, it actually came through. Danilo Cifuentes? I hope I said that correctly. Appreciate the sub, brother. Even if I was like, they don't even have to have a defense reaction in Arsenal. This isn't like dominate. This is just like overpower. So as long as you have, like, that's the thing about overpowers, is as long as you have defense reactions, you can play around it, actually. We have our chess piece here. I mean, if I give our headpiece, and they just say okay and pass. Interesting. Yeah, right? Oh, I did say it right. Cool. You're from Chile? Chile? I don't think it's just Chile, like I would say. I think it's actually pronounced Chile, I think. I'm trying not to be a completely uncultured American while I'm streaming, so but I'm glad I said it right. That's cool. I'm not very good at like pronouncing other people's names. So we can 0 to 60 and boost and then play our chess piece. Or I can activate the lever, keep a card in my deck, and then play our chess piece. I think keeping a card in our deck with the lever is probably more important at this point. Gaining the 3 resources isn't really going to do anything for us. Is there a way it could do something for us? I don't think so. I don't think we could do anything with the resources. Like, I don't think that's really going to like put us in a great spot. Like, the resources aren't going to do anything for our hand. Like, at least that I can see. I'm not going to say that it won't, but nothing that I can see. Oh, and I guess we're not even going to get the resources because this has the same name. Okay, so the chess piece. They're just playing Warmonger's Diplomacy. Interesting. Yeah, I originally swapped out the blue Expedites for blue T-Bones. Now adding the blue Expedites to go up to 22 blues. I mean, yeah, Bobby, it's very possible that, like, honestly, we just don't have enough... that we just don't have enough like blues. Like, that could very well be the case, as far as we're concerned. So we choose peace, they choose war. How many Lumas have they played? Lumina, there's one Lumina up there. I know they've played at least one more. There's one Lumina there. And is there a Lumina over here? I don't think so. So let's start counting. So they have a Soul Shield left. They have a Celestial Cataclysm left. And then they have a Humble left. I'm pretty sure they pitched one early on. Yeah, so if we activate Teklovossen... So I just played the chest, so I'm not super interested in actually getting the chest into play here. But I could just play the leg piece here and then Arsenal, and then have 6 equipment block and just try to hang on for dear life at this point. Probably the play if I had to guess. Okay, cool. I'm glad I'm saying that right. Also, thanks for having a stream up so I can build Prism while having something in the background. Dude, absolutely. I appreciate you being a part of the stream, man. Absolutely. I have listened to many people stream while like building decks and doing things, so I truly can relate to that. Okay, so now we'll have 7 equipment block. We'll have 1 left on our headpiece, 3 on our chest piece, and 3 on our leg piece. So, and we're just going to sit on the chest piece until we can try to set it up. Also, here's our singularity. I don't even know if I really want to play my singularity. Like, maybe I do. I don't know. I mean, I don't really feel like I need to play. Okay, maybe we're just blocking with a Singularity. Like, maybe this just says block 3, although I don't know that that's ever correct. I don't know that there's a world where that's correct. Block 3, take 1, go to 2. Pitch this for lever. Or block 3, take nothing. Lever, play chess piece. I think it's always correct to just take 1 here. At least that's what my gut's telling me. I'm not sure. I mean, I think we want to keep the Singularity in our deck. That was not going to be a hand where we could play our Singularity regardless. I should have given the headpiece. I keep forgetting I can give that because it puts the chains over these things. So I keep wanting to like play. I just keep missing this block. Like, we're going to go up to 13 and down to 9, which means we are officially up on cards now. It's been a long grind to get to this point, but we are officially up on cards. At this point, it's more about dying than it is anything. Let's block 5. They haven't shown us like a Bolt of Courage or anything. Or like, not the Bolt of Courage, the 0 for 3 Courageous Steel Hand, so I'm not really playing around it. I haven't seen one, and we would have seen one at this point. Oh god, I want to see the Singularity. Dude, I actually got to play the Singularity earlier, and dude, it did not disappoint. It did not disappoint at all. I mean, this has Go Again, so we can still block 6 with the cards in our hand. If I need to. Take 1, go to 1, and then that's my last point of damage I can take. And then from here... Oh, no, I'm just dead to the last Lumina. So I was dead here regardless. So was there anything I could have set up to not be dead here? GG, opponent. You earned that one, brother. You earned that one. 18 turns game. 18 turns of a game here. Was there anything I could have set up differently on my previous turn to win that game? I didn't want to play my chess piece because I was going to get 2 block out of this or 2 block out of this, so I wanted to get the extra turn of blocking out of it. Yeah, I don't... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I could have changed there. Like, I'm sure over the course of the game, I made a few plays that could have been differently that would have put us in a very different position. And maybe in a winning position. I don't know. But, like, I feel like at the end of the game, like, I feel like I played pretty cleanly. Oh, boy. I guess we want to go first and set up against them. I mean, I would assume this counts as the mid-range aggro deck, but maybe we want... maybe this is an exception to the rule. Let's see what the wizard plan is here. He has AB3 in, and he takes out the basic head pieces and the leg pieces here. And he also brings in the pistol and the pistol items. So, I mean, I don't think that's how this game's supposed to go, because if my opponent realizes that, they'll just set up. Maybe I'm just supposed to take out the one basic leg piece. Oh, sorry. I got to click on the mid-range aggro thing here. I'm going to tell my opponent good luck and have fun so they don't think I'm ignoring them. I think having AB1 in this matchup will actually be pretty relevant. We have 30 blues in our deck. Like, having 30 blues is pretty good. Maybe we bring in a respite. Maybe that's the play. Since we're taking out our leg piece, we'll take out the one base leg piece. And we'll just bring in a respite. I don't know. I don't know if Taylor would agree with this or not, but this is definitely the route that I'm going to be going. I mean, let's just equip that, and then we'll arsenal our Oasis Respite here. They're playing Scepter of Pain, which is interesting. Okay, so they're probably trying to play like OTK Viserai, which means like this is not going to be good for us. Activate. I can't play the leg piece here, regardless. So I mean, I guess I can get a piece of their equipment here, like kind of early with the T-Bone. Boosting over a twin drive is not what we wanted to see here, but why did that not pop up there? Hey, Ben, what's going on, man? Yeah, there is still no cat command. I'm slacking in the cat command department. I've never made Taryn a command. I don't really know why. Probably because she's like always asleep when I'm doing stuff. And then this is just going to cost 6. I don't think I've ever actually swung one of these things when it costs 6. So we'll just we'll get busy here with the War Machine for 6. I guess it does have the destroy their arsenal text, so they might just give me the Crown of Providence here, or I guess they'll just lose their arsenal. Oh, reduce to enchant. Okay, that's fine too. I'm good. How are you? I'm doing well, man. Thanks. I am doing well. Playing a new deck tonight, so we're trying to test it out a little bit. I was like, dude, Grasp is going to cost quite a bit here. Man, I was like, you can't activate Grasp. It's just going to cost a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so they're definitely just playing like OTK Viserai here. So zipper hit, pitching the leg piece, and then play the chess piece, I guess. Yeah, I mean, we just want to keep pressuring our opponent here. New deck as in using new cards, or just not one you've played with? Both, actually. So cards from the new set. This is a new hero that just came out in this recent set that just came out. And I've also never played with this hero, so both, actually. And then we'll go ahead and equip this. We're kind of just setting these up for like late game surge kind of thing, because we'll want to be able to block in the late game with our equipment. So give him the old junkyard dog. So this does not have go again yet. Man, that's a lot of rune chance. That's a lot of damage. That's 8 rune chance. Now, hopefully they don't have like I'm hoping that like Respite might bail me out a little bit. I was honestly kind of expecting them to be playing Nebula Blade, if I'm being honest. Like, that's just kind of where I thought their head would go. Let's activate Teklovossen. We're going to activate Teklovossen. We're going to play our base head here, pitching both of our cards. And then we're going to pretty much whatever we draw, we're just going to use the Teklo lever with. I don't know that this was the best use of our turn, but I think it gives us the best setup. Like, there's no way I'm just supposed to be setting up Singularity this early. I don't think there's any way that's correct. First Viserai, I've seen a good play is to forego weapon and equip Lantern. First Viserai, I've seen a good play is to forego equipment and equip Lantern. And equip Lantern. Oh. Gotcha. You're saying run Arcane Lantern so you don't have to rely on Achilles Accelerator. so that you can have Lantern up here as your AB. You can have all of your pieces so that you can be throwing 9 overpower. I'm following now. That makes sense. Okay, I see where you're going with that. That's an interesting concept. Not really something I had thought of. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of just took this deck list that Taylor gave me and I'm playing it. But I kind of I like that. I like that idea. That seems interesting. Don't know that it's really something you need to think about adapting your deck to because Viserai doesn't seem very popular right now. But maybe OTK Viserai is on the rise and I'm not aware of it. So good point out though. I like that. That's cool. Also, what are you doing, opponent? Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna play my turn back out anyway. Sub 639. Thanks for being a part of the channel and hanging out tonight. I appreciate it. I wonder what they want to chat about. I guess they don't want to chat about anything. I mean, dude. No need to apologize for Talishar lagging, brother. Talishar lags for us all, fam. It's just what happens. The cool thing is that the Scepter of Pain for them actually allows them to... and I don't have any resources floating, so I can't AB this. Nice. Nice. Let's go... Junkyard Dog, Blue, Fabricate, then Singularity. Yeah, I think, like, even if they have nothing else to do, the Scepter of Pain is just going to be obnoxious over the course of the game. Now, I mean, I guess if they're paying 2 to just try to deal 1 to me and they're not setting up in any way, I can actually just pitch 1 every turn, so... Yeah, being able to play my leg pieces here and having access to, like, Arcane Lantern, I think would be pretty nifty, honestly. Like, our opponent just plays Read the Runes here. Okay. So they go up to 11 rune chance, which is, I mean, that is a non-zero number of rune chance here. We're not pitch stacking our Singularity very well, but with the way our hands have lined up, I don't really think there's a way to do so. So, and then let's just throw the Terminator tank and have 1 floating. That way, if they have another Sigil of Suffering they want to play here, we will have the 1 to AB it. I mean, they might just have, like, multiple defense reactions, and it may not matter here. Reduce your own chant is like such a good defense reaction for our opponent. I haven't played against OTK Viserai in like such a long time. Like it's been such a long time since I've even seen this deck in action, because most of the time when it was in play, when it was in CC, it was like turn 3 like do dumb stuff with Skeleton. So the one thing I'm going to have to really make a point to try and remember is when they do have their bigger turns and try to pop off a little bit, I'm going to have to remember that I have all these Evos set up already, so that these Evos will actually allow me to block and mostly just pitch cards from hand to try and stop as many of their rune chants as possible. I mean, it's overpower. I was like, those could both be from hand, but I was like, you don't even have to have one of them from Arsenal. Just doesn't matter here. It's just too good. We're going to go Still Street Enforcement, then Terminator Tank, then Fabricate here. Okay. So we get to go Teklo Lever, Throttle with Go Again, boosting into War Machine here. So, I mean, a 14-point turn off of 4 cards, like, it's not, like, insane or anything, but it's above that 13-point threshold that you're trying to meet every single turn with your Flesh and Blood hand, so we'll consider it acceptable, especially out of what I would call a mid-range deck. Like, Teklovossen has mid-range wrote all over it. Wonder if I'm the one lagging now. It's like, it feels like I am. Oh. Okay, maybe it was my opponent. When I refreshed, they'd like hit the undo button. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like this like OTK Viserai style deck like just doesn't really do well like into wouldn't really do well into like Fi, Katsu, things like that. I know that our opponent has a lot of things that like they can block and like play defensively with, but I just don't know that it's enough. Like, Fi just puts on so much overwhelming pressure every turn. And, like, it's so hard to fatigue the deck. So, like, you'd have to, like, be setting up a lot of your stuff pretty early if you wanted to, like, really keep that up over, like, the entire course of a game. Let's see. We put Singularity in, like, 4 or 5 cards ago. So, I'm just going to call it 5 to be safe. I mean, I guess I could block this and then not throw the Terminator tank, which is pretty disappointing. So, like, I'll just take one here and then throw the War Machine. So we're going to say 5 cards just to play it safe so that I don't accidentally boost over my my Singularity. I think Singularity will probably be a bigger part of, like, actually winning this game. Like, towards the end of the game here. So, I mean, giving me Spellbound Creepers, interesting. I figured they would try to use Spellbound Creepers on a combo turn to, like, set up and, like, make a lot happen here. Well, that's what? 3 Sigil of Sufferings now? I know there's at least 3 more in the deck. I mean, I guess minimum 5, more than likely 3 more. Or I guess there's more than likely 6. I would say minimum of 5 total Sigil of Sufferings in their deck. I haven't, like, our opponent's like really lagging. I haven't like played against somebody who's like lagged this much in a while. You can't Singularity without all Evo equipment. You are correct. I did not consider that to be an option. Maybe I should have boarded out the Singularity then. Like maybe, so I bet that's why when Taylor brings in Accelerator and his headpiece to be able to block arcane damage, he brings in the pistol items. Yeah, I 100% that's why. That makes a lot of sense. Definitely something I should have thought of. Would have been pretty good. Are you about to do stuff? You know, like use Tunic and actually do stuff? I mean, I don't think there's really a world where it's correct to just have 0 AB in this style of deck against a Viserai. Because Viserai can, like, just kill you with the arcane damage over the course of the game if they need to. So we've currently put 7 cards back into our deck based off of what I was talking about a minute ago. So we're calling it 7. Better safe than sorry. And we haven't blocked with anything yet, so we haven't blocked with an Evo or anything. Now, to be fair, we haven't. The only things that are over here are attacks because it's what we've played. So I'm just going to pitch the Fabricate to come in with the Teklo lever. Actually, I'm just going to pitch the Junkyard Dog because it doesn't matter. I'd rather them just see the resources. And then let's come in for 4 here. If our opponent doesn't care, they'll just take it. once Viz pops a chance, you can likely boost and break Achilles, then fabricate in Proto Legs if Taylor runs that in the sideboard, but not sure. So there's actually not Proto Legs in the sideboard. We're just running the like base arms. The Cogworks base arms is all that's in his list. So we won't be able to find that, unfortunately. That would be a really cool line though. Actually, if we were able to do something like that, that would actually be insanely cool. I mean, there's 17 rune chants, so like I don't know how much further they're willing to like go into the game before they actually start doing stuff. Don't know if our opponent's trying to do something and I can't see it. They're probably thinking about their hand. I mean, I would assume that they have a pretty well idea, like a pretty solid idea of what they want to do this turn, just because they have 5 cards in their hand, like, and they didn't block at all. So I would assume that they came into the turn thinking like, okay, like we have a couple of options here, and somewhere in the middle is what we're gonna do. Let's see. How's the deck going? Probably the hardest deck to play in Fab right now, until Theory is fixed up. Since he plays the games backwards, it make you have decisions that don't come up in the normal games. So I lost the first game to Bolton. I'm sure that like if you went back and watched it, there were definitely times I could have made different plays and put myself in better spots by playing differently throughout the course of the game. We lost. I ended up losing to the last Lumina that was in the deck. He played it at instant speed and buffed it. And so I ended up losing to that. It was a really close game, though. He had like, I think he had like 7 or 8 cards left in his deck when the game ended. Like, we about read him out of cards. I didn't really play too much offense over the course of the game, and I think that was just because I was trying to set up and play defensively, so that probably hurt me in the long run. And right now I'm playing against OTK Viserai, which it appears my opponent's not here. Give my opponent about probably like, I don't know, I would say like a 30 to 60 more seconds here, since they didn't say anything before I just leave and play another game. But I equipped the Accelerator thinking I need Arcane Barrier, but I did not bring in the pistol items, which I think was a big mistake looking at it in the long run. Now, I also wasn't expecting my opponent to be on OTK Viserai, so if I bring in the pistol items against OTK Viserai, like, we're probably just having a field day. But I don't know. My opponent left a couple minutes ago, and I'm like trying to wait to see what happens. Like, I'd like to finish the games out that I start tonight with the deck, but I'm also not going to spend the entire stream just sitting here waiting on people to come back. It'd just be such a waste of my evening and everybody's evening that watches the stream. So yeah, they're not here. Okay. Well, it says our opponent is still loading. I'm just gonna concede and move on. Like, I'm not actually gonna count that as a loss. I don't know if I was gonna lose that game or not, but I'm not gonna count that as a loss just because my opponent's loading and I don't know what's going on. So think of the deck as Icelander. When it comes to boost cards, you want to be aggressive with them and rarely block. I hear what you're saying, but it's like, it's so interesting to me that that's like, that's an idea. So like right here, Taylor, like this like Vincent prevents Arcane Barrier. Like presents Arcane to us. Like, are we just hitting like mid-range aggro and just not playing Accelerator so that we have 0 like Arcane Barrier? Because if we take out the Accelerator, we can't flip Singularity, right? Transform your hero, your weapon, and 4 Evos you have equipped into Teklovossen. Yeah, so like how do you board into a matchup that has like the Arcane Barrier? What happened? My opponent was like lagging like crazy, and I thought they weren't there. And then when they came back and said that they were still waiting, I was just like, okay, like I don't want to spend the rest of my night like waiting on them to like tell me what's going on. Yeah, just bring pistol items now, maybe. I would play 0 AB, lol. No, I'm not kidding. It's just a weakness for him. You would play 0 AB. Okay. 0 AB it is. You heard it from the man himself right here. I don't think I ever thought I'd hear that. I mean, the Lantern plan, like into this, like, seems like into, like, these kinds of heroes seems like the best option. I mean, I guess let's just equip Legs, Pitching Fabricate, and the headpiece, and then Arsenal Twin Drive. Like, I guess that's just, like, what we're going for here. We'll set up a little bit of block on turn 0, and we'll just Arsenal one of our good boost cards. And just beat face. I mean, listen, I'm here for it. I don't even know what this card does. Chains of Mephitis. If you do, at the beginning of your turn, destroy it unless you remove a Doom counter from it. If a hero would draw a card during an action phase, instead they banish the top card of your deck and may play it this turn. Okay, so it definitely seems like more value for my opponent here than it does us. So I guess we're just gonna go boost here, since you said I want to boost as much as humanly possible. I guess we're just trying to get Evos into our banish zone, is the concept behind that. So this is kind of cool, because I can play Zipper Hit here. I can play Zipper Hit boosting, and then I can actually pitch my T-Bone to activate the chess piece, and then play the Evo Still Soul Memory, so that we can actually put a piece into play. Kind of a sick boost hand. I mean, yeah, this hand's like pretty good. Like, this hand like represents some like serious damage here. Like, it's like actually kind of cool. No, we're boosting over our good boost cards. That's not what we want. Wasn't the deck listening when Taylor said beat face? Yeah, we're going to activate this to go up a resource. It's like Heart, but without banishing the 2 cards for anybody who may be a little bit newer to Flesh and Blood or kind of new to the format and not seen a ton of CC. We about pitched the wrong card. So we go up to 4. And then we play our headpiece. So we've now established 5 extra block on our board, and we have set up. So we've set up, and we're playing a little bit of offense here, trying to put our opponent on the back foot. I mean, another one. Interesting. So if I would draw a card here, I'd have 2 floating, so I could just play it. Like, maybe that's worth. Like, maybe I need to let Chains of Mephitis work for me. I don't have anything I can boost, which is, like, kind of disappointing. So if I activate Teklovossen, pitch Evo Still Soul Memory, and Heavy Artillery to do this, and then banish a card, if I hit something cool, I can play it, and if not, I can just activate our Teklo lever, which I feel like is what we're doing this turn. So instead of drawing a card, we banish a card. Now, we can't play this, unfortunately, because like we're just 1 short, and that's just kind of sad. Honestly, like, man, that would be really cool if we could play that. Sag. So we're just going to come in for 2 here. Iron Man versus Iron Maiden, so poetic. I love that. That's great. if I was gonna like take this game and turn it into like a long form video to like put on my YouTube channel or something, that's exactly what I would call it. Iron Man versus Iron Maiden. What a great name. That's awesome. So our opponent blocks with Grasp here. Yeah, trust me. I wish I could play that. Man, that would have been so good. Like a zipper hit would have probably been best case scenario, because we would have came in with the pistol or the weapon and then attacked for 5. Sheesh. I guess we're just gonna attack for 6 with overpower, pitching like. If we're able to, we're just going to pitch our Fabricate for 2 go again here off the lever, and then 6 overpower, Arsenal the other Terminator tank. It's probably looking like our best play here. I mean, like, is it me? Am I the drama? It is me. They were trying to banish and it wouldn't pass. It wouldn't go any further, I think, because of the lag that was happening. If you have lost life this turn, you may play this as though it were an instant. Create an Eloquence token. So they just made an Eloquence token, and that was their action. When you play a non-attack action card, destroy this and it gets go again. All right. I mean, the next attack action card with Runegate. Oh, that you Runegate this turn. It's not that you play this turn. So you specifically have to Runegate it to get that effect, which is kind of neat. Gets +5. I mean, that's a 3 for 5. Nah, I mean, a 3 for 5 is not good. It's a 3 for 5 with go again. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess if you like 3 for 5, like Widespread Annihilation or Widespread Destruction or something like that, like that's kind of cool. Like the blue one banishes a card from your hand. The yellow one destroys your arsenal. And I can't remember what the red one does. It does something. I don't know. I don't play against Vincent to like really know and understand what's going on like a very high level, just being honest. So 6 with overpower, and as soon as we find an arm piece, we can just start coming in for 9. 3 for 9 with overpower is pretty good. Pretty good. Dyadic Carapace. This is one of those cards that I kind of want to pick up. I don't know if it's expensive right now. I know it like spiked for a minute, but it was pretty cheap for a while, and I wanted to pick it up just because I think, like, I mean, it's an L that blocks 3. Like, if I ever do decide to like play another Runeblade. I haven't played a Runeblade since Chain, so I don't really know if I'll ever go back down that rabbit hole, but even though they're playing it as an instant, it still destroys it since they're playing the Funeral Moon on my turn. Interesting. It's good to know, though. So they're up to 5 rune chance. No, they undid their action, which is fine. Like, I'm not... They might have been trying to put the Funeral Moon on the bottom. Oh, and then they banished a Deathly Well because whenever they would draw a card, the Chain of Mephitis or whatever it's called. Okay, so here we can go lever, boost into Terminator tank for 6 overpowers. So, I mean, it's a 13-point turn cycle off of 4 cards. And we can... I'm probably just going to pitch the Singularity, to be honest. Uh-oh. I'm in danger. So +5 is good. So I mean, it's going to be for 11. I'm sorry, this is going to be for 9. They activated Vincent, so they're going to make 2 Rune Chants here. I mean, I don't have any choice. I'm taking the Rune Chants regardless. Just going to have to try and like push back as much as I can here. We're going to 35 off this. And then I'm going to block 8 and take 1. Like, I've already lost life, so I'm just going to use my equipment to block efficiently here. It's not like I'm actually preventing anything from happening. Pitch Singularity to come in with the Teklo lever for 2. This is the one that costs 1 less for each Evo I have equipped. So this would actually be like a 1 for 4 if I wanted to throw it. Instead of the Terminator tank. I guess I could do that if I wanted to. Oh, boosting over our good boost cards. Good lord. The deck did not get the memo this time around. I can tell you that for sure. How do you feel about sticky notes for Christmas? I mean, I feel like that would be one of the weirdest Christmas presents to get someone, but I use sticky notes a lot at work, so I would be grateful and I would use them because that's just who I am. Who gets sticky notes for Christmas, Ben? You tool? Good lord. And then, yeah, I'm just going to throw the Terminator tank here. Might as well. I just ran across 1,000 of them for $6. We could use some Post-it notes. Carly, don't encourage this. Get Carly Post-it notes for Christmas if this is what she's going to do. I mean, I guess, yeah, you could spend $60 and get 10,000 Post-it notes. Like, that's absurd. I don't even, you know, honestly, if I had 10,000 Post-it notes, I'd probably like Post-it notes, like post it like our neighbor's car because she's rude. And quite frankly, I just don't really like her. Yeah, let's go blue Singularity. We'll set it up this way. How else do I leave you sweet notes? Last time you left me sweet notes, you leave them. You've wrote them on paper multiple times and like magnetized them to the fridge. Yes, you have used sticky notes before, but you have also just like used paper. Is she the Kroger lady? No, that's no. We don't talk about the Kroger lady. It was not my best day. Post-its are better and more convenient. I mean, Post-its are convenient, but yeah, I don't want Post-its for a Christmas present. Like, what conversation are we even having right now? Like, what is this? I mean, we could equip this and like try to block some more, but I think we just want to keep pushing our advantage as much as we can. If it doesn't stick to your lunch, it'll fall off and you won't even notice. Okay, first off, that's not true. I see them when you leave them for me places, so that's just not accurate, okay? Put it in his lunch. Carly does write me very sweet notes that she like puts on and in my lunchbox, so I find. It is funny because I have gone like I think Carly put like a sticky note that like it was like a sweet note that she wrote on my lunchbox one time that I take to work with me, and I'm pretty sure like it was like actually lunch before I saw it. Oh, so with none floating, like I'm just gonna zipper hit here. No reason to boost. Well, Taylor said we want to boost as much as possible, so I mean I guess we're gonna boost. I may be taking the things that Taylor is saying a little too literally right now. Might just be, you know, a little over the top with how literal it gets, with how literal I'm taking things right now. Footstone vitamins, Walmart aisle H7 is wild. This is the guy who listens to Wonderwall at the gym. Oh, our opponent's probably going, what are they doing after this? I definitely should have activated this turn. I'm sorry, opponent. I'm having a stroke, dude. I definitely should be activating this, and then I should be boosting. I'm going to apologize to my opponent for, like, taking that back multiple times there. Like, I just want to make sure that we're making the correct play here. I mean, I guess, like, if we ever had, like, a boost turn with, like, a Terminator tank or a, whatever the other one's called, a War Machine, we could, like, use the base arms for that, but I think I would rather be in a place where I'm actually just like using it effectively and like trying to put on pressure. I mean, we are winning the race right now. Like, how, I have no idea, but we are up on the race right now. Here's a bet for the chat. If I put a note in a random place in Zach's lunchbox, how long will it take for him to find the note? Like, dude, Carly, your mod, if you want to like make a poll about that, I would say that the lengths of times we have to consider are over. I would say, how long does it take for me to notice the lunchbox? Within time of getting to my lunchbox, if we were going to make a poll in the chat, I would say that looks like less than an hour, 1 to 2 hours, or 2+ hours. Like, my opponent only has 1 rune chant, and that's the next thing that you rune gate, so it appears that they're just getting rid of that to... Like, it appears that they're just getting rid of that. Okay, so they're doing this instead. Okay, that makes more sense. So we have a pretty sweet play here that we can make, actually. If we activate Teklovossen and then pitch our blue... and then pitch our blue to play the headpiece, we'll get the draw card, have 1 resource floating, and then we'll actually get to, what is this? Banishes the top card of their deck. All right. Hit a piece we need. I mean, it's not exactly what we needed, but... So, activate Teklovossen. Yeah, this is definitely our play. We activate Teklovossen, play our headpiece, get the Evo Still Soul Memories, like, text here. Come in for 2, go again. And then I get to pitch the card that I drew to play this. So if I drew a red, I can actually just play this regardless. But because I drew a blue, I can actually come in with the lever here and try to just keep putting pressure on our opponent here. I think you could go the whole day without noticing. I mean, I don't know about that. Like, maybe if you hit it or something, like, I don't know. Fleece, Sherpa, lined shirt. What did I just read? What does that even mean? What is Fleece Sherpa? Is that like a thing? Are you just like Googling stuff and confusing me while I'm live? I genuinely don't know what that is. I'm so confused right now. And then I get to have a 5-card hand. It's a kind of shirt. Okay, well, I don't know. A fleece shirt lined with Sherpa. Well, I don't know what Sherpa is. So I'm definitely going to say that I'm not wearing one if that's what you're asking me. So our opponent kept all of their cards, which is a little frightening because we don't really know what they're up to. I banish, envelop in darkness, and then just pass. Feels like they're trying to set up a little bit here. So let's activate Teklovossen. We'll play our chess piece here. Look, I'm still trying to find these fucking... Oh, God, that's amazing. Oh, God, it hurts. That's so great. Oh, that's great. I'm still trying to find these fucking batteries. For anybody who doesn't know, Ben has been looking for these batteries for quite some time now. Oh, God, that's amazing. What's the Evo I have over here? The chess piece. So, I mean, I don't really want to equip it, but... Okay, reduced to rune chant is fine. I have 3 resources left, so... I guess I'm just going to come in with the Junkyard Dog for 6. Like, we don't really have another way to, like, get go again or do anything, so we're just going to come in for 6 here. Just keep putting pressure on our opponent. God, I'm still trying to find those batteries. Oh my god, that's like such a throwback to like a joke from like, dude, that had to be 6 months ago, like minimum. Like that had to be 6 months ago. God, that was great. That was great. Guys, if y'all hanging out with me tonight, I appreciate it. It means a lot having you guys in the chat. I mean, whether you're active or whether you're lurking, you know, it means a lot. I just appreciate you guys hanging out. Whether you're on YouTube or Kick or wherever you're at, however you heard about me, appreciate you being here. I'm sure there are definitely different things you could be doing on a Tuesday night than hanging out in my stream chat. So I appreciate you guys hanging out and playing cards with me tonight. I guess we'll Arsenal the Junkyard Dog because it's an attack that I can throw. I mean, they just keep making rune chants here. So... I mean, I'm just going to do it because I know I get the resources. I like that painting. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I was talking about that the other night, actually, when I was streaming, dude. I was like, somebody actually got that for us as a engagement present, and I'm a pretty big fan of it. It's pretty cool. Plus, it's like I feel like it like gives me something to like hang up in the back of my stream instead of like there just being a wall there. Although Kyle did make the comment that he was going to. Kyle made the comment that he was actually going to ask me to take it down so he could see more of the wall when I was streaming. Oh man. Our opponent just going to take 9. They have another unmovable. I was like, they could have another unmovable. Take 1. I mean, it doesn't like this. They don't discard or anything, so it's just take 1 here, which is fine. I guess we'll split these up a little bit here. What does this do? I mean, we got a leg piece, but we did lose a life because it's blue, technically. So, I guess that's a thing. This is, like, a really weird hand. That's, like, we're just kind of short on doing what we want to do here. So, I can go Teklo lever. Yeah, this is a weird hand. So I guess we're just going to go Teklo lever. And then I'm going to throw the Junkyard Dog for 4 from my arsenal, pitching red Junkyard Dog and the blue card from my hand. And then arsenal the red Throttle, and we'll try to set it up here. Leg equipped and chest equipped is what you want Singularity into. That actually makes a lot of sense. So if you can equip those, you get the action point and you get the action points and you get the resources. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I hadn't really considered that as like a combo line. That's pretty neat. Like those are the 2 still souls that you really want. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. That's a pretty neat line to have line up that way for sure. Like, I mean, I guess like you don't really have to do too much lining up. You can just like make sure that like you're just kind of like that you have them in your banish zone. Like it's not like Blood Debt where you're taking damage or anything. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Wondering if it's me. Am I the drama? Nope. That's one thing I haven't really done very effective. Like, I haven't done very effectively yet, is I haven't really, like, set up. I haven't really, like, used Junkyard Dog's scrap ability to, like, block effectively and then, like, actually scrap one of my Evos into my Banish Zone. Definitely something I should be looking to try and set up more regularly. But considering this is like my third game lifetime playing Teklovossen. I actually drafted Teklovossen, so if you count those, I guess it's 6. I drafted him the other night for the first time. I decided I was just going to force Teklovossen the other night. I just wanted to see how he plays in draft and kind of get a feel for what he's like, because it's like I think I'm going to 3 pro quests. Yeah, I think I'm going to 3 draft pro quests this season. I'm actually going to try and go to all 6. I'm going to try and hit 6 because it's actually possible for me to hit 2 every weekend. First time since I've started playing Flesh and Blood, actually, that I can hit all of them. I can technically hit 2 each weekend. Now, the first weekend is going to be kind of crazy. I'm traveling quite a bit. The first weekend is like I have to drive 4 hours one direction, come home that night, and then drive 3 hours and 45 minutes in another direction on Sunday to play in ProQuest. So if you're ever questioning if I love Flesh and Blood, just know that I do. I guess let's go ahead and fabricate here. We'll put this under an Evo and then get +1, I guess is what we're going to do. We'll just put it under the chess piece. And then I've already taken damage, so, I mean, I guess I can just use my +1 here. I might as well. Make the most effective use of my turn. And then my turn actually gets to be lever, throttle boosting, and then War Machine for 9, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, it ends up being an 18-point turn off 5-card hand. Again, it's only 3 points above, like, the, you know, quote-unquote minimum or, like, average value, but still, it's an above-rate turn, like, off of, like, a mid-range style deck. All right. We have another leg piece set up in our arsenal that we can play during a turn if we need to. I do need to be a little careful. I'm at 14 and I have 0 Arcane Barrier. So I really need to like start applying as much pressure as I can here to make sure that I can try to run away with this game. It's over. You finished cooking the Prism deck? Oh, that sounds spicy. I assume that we're talking about like CC Prism, right? Like just to clarify that I understand. I mean, 9 with Overpower is pretty good. I mean, they have 3 equipment block they can give me here, like, and that's it. They have that last unmovable. Oh no, they have 2 0-for-4s, which I mean is also fine. Like, okay, so we need to keep putting the pressure on here. Like, we've had a turn where we took every card out of our opponent's hand, and we need to keep that up if we can here. Okay. Oh yeah, Awakener of Soul. Nice. Okay. I was like, dude, I tried playing Prism when she came out. Like, I didn't like spend too much time trying to make Prism work, but like I did try to like play Prism when she came out. I mean, like, Prism's a cool deck. Like, it's like Prism's a lot of fun. I just like I think unless you're like playing Fatigue, I don't really know like what her like upside is. Now, like, don't get me wrong, the first Prism took a long time to figure out. Like Prism, what Sculptor of Light or whatever she was called, took a long time for people to figure out. And I don't think that this is any different. Like, it might be like, I think like the new Prism starts at 32 for a reason. And this is like kind of like my soapbox that I get on that people kind of like laugh at me about. Like, if a hero starts below 30 or like below 40, I mean, in CC, there's a reason, in my opinion. Like, there's a very solid reason that's the case. Okay, so I think if that's how I remember pitch stacking, then we're going to see then we're actually going to see our singularity in this hand or our next hand. If I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I honestly don't know. This makes, like, they have to give me Creepers and Grasp here. So, it got second at a 100-person PTI event in Tokyo. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Are you putting together that list, like that specific list, or are you like kind of like cooking up your own list in the lab there? Like, and that's a very serious question. Like, because like I don't see any shame in net decking and like playing the best deck. Like, I think that's most of the time that's the correct decision. But I also like think it's fun to play different decks and other things. So, all right. So I think I went blue. I seriously think I went heavy artillery in this into Singularity, so I think Singularity is the next card. I could be totally wrong and just like completely misremembering how I pitch stacked. It would not be the first time that I've done something like that. I need to be able to keep 3 cards if I can. If not, I can keep 2 cards. I mean, this is for 9. Take 2, go to 6. We might be able to end the game next turn. Now I'm cooking up a new list, but I got some good ideas from the Tokyo one. Okay, cool. I'll actually have to look that up. Is it on Fab TCG? I was like, I'm interested to see a new Prism list. I mean, they have some attack actions that cost 6, like cost 4 and things like that. So if they don't have one of them in their hand, the game is just over right here, I think. They have to have that or a defense reaction. I mean, I guess I could just throw on a leg piece if I wanted to this turn. I don't think that's where I want to go. If they don't have anything that can block this, like, the game's over. Because they don't have any equipment left to block with. It's on Fab TCG, yeah. Okay, cool. I'll look it up then later tonight. Because I like Prism. Like, I played the old Prism. Like, she was a lot of fun. Oh, please tell me we actually got over the finish line. No! At least they have to pitch a card here. But yeah, no, like I like Prism. Like, I like the old Prism. Like, I played Sculptor of Light when I first got into the game because she was the only hero that played on both sides of the turn cycle, and I was very interested in playing on both sides of the turn cycle because that's what you did in Magic. Okay, so obviously I just can't remember anything. So I have to take the 2 Rune Chants here and go to 4. And then +1. Put this under a permanent I control. I guess we'll go I don't know. I guess we'll go arms. I mean, I don't know that it really matters, but... And then I get to go 3 and 4 here off of my 2-card hand, which is pretty good. The problem is that like the longer we sit here, the more they're just going to have rune chance. Oh my gosh, no. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that's so bad for us. So I miscounted, and I mean, I guess I can't really help the widespread ruin. Yeah, I think that might have got us, honestly. Yeah, Rip is right, dude. Rest and pepperonis. That is a disaster. And then I'm going to throw... Oh, I guess this is a 0 for 4, actually. So our 0 for 4 was looking to be pretty good there. I mean... Okay, so they do give us creepers to stay at 3. Interesting. If it's red, I lose 1 life. So it's blue. I mean, I guess they're just taking the T-bone. So let's think about this for a second. If I activate Teklovossen, equip a chess piece, I won't gain anything, but I will get an action point here. So we could see what we draw into. So activate Teklovossen, play this, have 2 resources left, and a card. But blocking isn't really the biggest concern here. The thing that I'm most concerned about is actually... I mean, I guess I can just equip this, but I don't draw a card. So if I equip this... When this transforms or an Evo with a different name, gain 1 action point. So I just have an extra action point. So if I pitch 2 cards, I get to equip this, lever, and throw this for 7. So it seems like our best play. Because we're getting to add some free block, keep our turn going, and strip minimum 3 cards out of our opponent's hand here. This is for 7. I mean, I guess they could have like a defense reaction in their arsenal here. Yeah, the action point off the boots here is really good. Like, we don't have to like activate Teklovossen. Not that like that would have really like killed us, because we're probably drawing into a blue anyway. Actually, it might be a red junkyard dog on top of our deck. I've lost track of how I pitch stacked and where I was at. Unfortunately, I think we just boosted over like some of our really good like we just like banished some of our really good boosting cards here. Is there? No, there's not a zipper hit left in our deck. We have both the war machines. Yeah, we've played like all of our big attacks from here. Okay, well, I can't really do anything there, which is pretty good. This blue 3 for 7 is a guardian number. This seems like you're in a good spot. I mean, yeah, but something just happened to Carly in there. The 3 for 7 is really good. If we had a different one equipped, gaining the resources would be so good here. I mean, I guess I could equip this and gain an action point again, but let's think about our line here. This lets us shuffle something back in, which is really good. So activate Teklovossen, play this. And then, depending on what we draw, we'll have 2 resources left. We'll have 2 resources left over. So if it's the red Junkyard Dog, we're in, like, not a great spot here. Like, we can't play it, but... yeah, I mean, the arms to get some juice in the deck is, like, I think what we're going to have to do, unfortunately, because, like, we don't really have any other choices. I think that's just where we're at, and we don't have any, like, we don't have an arm piece over here, unfortunately, so... pitch this. I guess we're just going to go for a... Terminator tank is probably the best option. So this strips a card from their hand. I mean, we're at that point in the game where, like, we're kind of just playing like that control dash kind of plan where we're just, like, putting cards back into our deck every single turn and just continuing to try and, like, value them out. Like, Teklovossen, like, will run you out of cards at the end of the game. Now, unfortunately, I don't think there's ever a world where we're actually going to fatigue our opponent. They just have too much arcane that they can do to us. And if they ever set up 4 rune chants and they have, like, more than, like, 2 life or more, they can just throw the flail at us and that'll kill us. I honestly think the thing that did us in the most is the fact that we boosted over... so we boosted over 2 throttles, 2 0-60s, a war machine, and a Terminator tank. Plus that and the fact that they got our singularity was very good. Them getting our singularity with their card that, like, banishes across the top of their deck was very good for them. Sink below? Okay. And then we'll just play the chess piece here. We drew a blue, so it's all we can do. So now we have 9 equipment block, which is actually kind of nice. I think we have to go dog into these. Okay. So we're going to go to 1. Block 6. Wonder how many defense reaction they've played. Like, because I'm wondering, can we get them with this? Like, can we just get them here? They've played 3 Sink Belows. They've played a Fate Foreseen, banished a Fate Foreseen. So there's 1 more Fate Foreseen left in their deck. We have seen 1 red, 2 yellow, 2 red. So we've seen all 3 red reduced to rune chants. And we've seen 2 yellows, I think. So this doesn't really guarantee that we end the game in any way. I don't think we're gonna be able to cross the finish line, because if they can banish anything and stay at 2 or better here, they're good to go. I mean, I think we have to do this. This is like our only chance. That they have, like, all attack actions in their hand. Not likely. Like we're just kind of, like, hoping at this point that they're just stuck with all attack actions across the board, and none of which cost 4 or more. Because, like, I know that, like Widespread destruction is only 3, actually. Interesting. I know that widespread annihilation is 4. So defense reaction here. Yeah. The last fate foreseen. And now we're dead. Sag. I feel like this was like a really hard fought game. Like, they had a reduced to rune chant. Yep. So they make another rune chant on the back end. Or did they just make one and then we die to the rune chant that's there? I mean, that was a really good game. Like, that was a grind. Took, like, we still had time left at the end. We threatened 139 damage and couldn't cross the finish line. Man, that was... Shoo! That was a close game. There's a lot that went into that game. Like, there was a lot of back and forth there. All right, I'm going to take like 2 minutes and use the bathroom really quick, and when I come back, we'll be playing some more. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. Thanks, man. Thanks, Z. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I muted my mic and I completely forgot when I ran to the bathroom. Appreciate the heads up. So, Brian, to answer your question again, 5 minutes later, when I thought I'd answered your question, my bad. Was I like Junkyard Dog? It's been a 3 for 7, which feels pretty solid, but I do agree with you that I don't like the no go again clause. That does feel not great to me. So let's pitch Singularity. We'll go boost here. We'll go boost. Coming in for 5. Seeing what our opponent does. Our opponent's just taking 5 here. Okay. Probably just feeling like they can put pressure on better than us, I guess. I don't know. 4 go again. I mean, we have quite a few poppers in our deck, I think. Like, I don't know how many there are specifically, but we have quite a few. And then we'll just go ahead and kill the Chromai with the pistol. I assume that's why Taylor has the pistol in here if he's not actually on... if he's not actually going to be on the... So nothing with go again here. Yeah, I assume that we're just using pistol here to like clean up things since Taylor doesn't have it in against since Taylor doesn't have the pistol items in. So, I mean, technically this would come in for 5, which means we're 1 short of killing Uvia here. I can't really gain an extra action point here. Don't boost Singularity this time, please. I like the spirit there. I actually didn't boost Singularity last time. Our opponent actually got it because they had... our opponent actually got it off of us from banishing it off the top of our deck. So I was like, unfortunately, we were not able to keep it into our deck. Probably would have felt a little bit better if I could have, but like I think we might have won that game like had we been able to keep it in our deck. But yeah, our opponent getting rid of it was pretty brutal. So if we send the throttle at the Uvia and then pistol the Passing Mirage, I guess we can arsenal the Fabricate. That seems fine. Yeah, we got to get rid of the Uvia here. Like, Uvia will cause too many problems. This just feels like a disaster matchup. Like, all the way around, this matchup feels like nothing you want to see, like, as a Teklovossen. Maybe there's, like, a better way to set it up, and I don't know. Like, this just feels tough. Like, just looking at the card pools and, like, how it plays out, I don't think this is going to be a good matchup here. I guess we'll wait until we like need to try and like find an extra card here. I'll just block with the heavy protocol. Or heavy artillery. I was looking at Magnetic protocol. Do. Victory Screech! Hey, your stream is very entertaining. I can see your followers and viewers are low. Add me on Discord so I can share some hints to... I'm not going to lie, Caleb. One, I appreciate the compliments. I appreciate that. But it kind of sounds like you work for one of those people that like, you know, sell viewership or something like that. And I just, you know, if I'm just being honest with you, brother, that's not really my kind of thing. So if that is what it is, I appreciate you stopping by the chat and hanging out, but I'm going to have to pass on that. So, I mean, let's see here. Like, This is cost, so this costs 2, so there's... I do appreciate you following, though. Appreciate the follow and kick, man. Means a lot. So let's attack the Yindarai and boost here. We'll go ahead and kill the Yindarai. And then I'll go ahead and ship the pistol at our opponent here. Trying to get them as low as possible so that we can start trying to, like, chip away. Oh, excuse me. Lower we can get their life total, the better for us. It'll just like, we can pressure them easier at the end of the game. I guess I could banish the processor here. Try to look for a popper. Let's just go ahead and play this. We'll banish and permanents get +1 this turn so that we can block effectively. We'll banish the processor, and we do end up hitting that, which is pretty solid. Now, unfortunately, that leaves us with just pistoling. So we'll block 3 here effectively. We'll just use our extra point to block as effective as we can. And then let's go ahead and pop this. And then when they come in with the Asvali, we'll take the 1 Arcane, mostly because we have no choice. And then we'll block with another popper and keep the board clear here. What was the back end warning that we just got? That was weird. So we'll pitch our red zipper hit to just load the pistol and attack for 2. We don't have a ton of poppers. Like we have a good number, but not like a crazy amount of poppers. So gives us ink below. Interesting. I probably would have kept that and used it to like activate furnace or something during my turn. I think them taking 2 is just better for them overall. Huh. Which one have I blocked with already? The arm piece. So I'll go ahead and block with a leg piece. And then we'll play Fabricate. And gets +1. And I guess we can banish this and draw a card. Like, it's not going to, like, hurt us in the long run of things, I don't think, to banish this and draw a card. And we get to cover up this effect, which is kind of cool. Right? They didn't have... Oh, I guess that was just for 6. I could have just blocked 6. I wasn't even thinking about it. Oh, Pistol Plant versus Dromai, just noticed. Yeah, so Taylor has the pistol in, but he doesn't have the pistol items in, which I'm kind of intrigued by. I trust Taylor is a very good player, but I am intrigued by that decision. So let's go ahead and come in for 4 with Go Again. And then we'll pitch War Machine and Heavy Artillery to play one of our chess pieces that we have in our arsenal. Or not in our arsenal, in our banish zone. Lord. Maybe it's just me, but it feels like if you're not going to be playing the pistol items, you're better off just actually playing... Like, if you're not playing the pistol items, you're just better off actually playing the lever because you get more value out of it. I don't know. I could be wrong. Like, Taylor probably knows something that I don't know. I mean, our opponent is at 29 already. Like, we've only taken 1 point of damage to this point, and they had like went through 17 cards of their deck. So like, if we block with Still Street Enforcement, we're able to activate Teklovossen, pitching our processor, and then play our chess piece, pitching Tower, and then Pistol after that. But I don't know. Like, that feels... Let's just take one here. They have a lot of on-hit effects that we'll want to block later with our equipment, so let's just take one. If I had a popper, I honestly might just give it to him right here, just to like clear that off the board. But we can pistol that away. So their turn was like pretty crap. Like that was what I would call extremely mediocre, and I do mean extremely. It's very unfortunate that we don't have like anything to boost or like play offense with here. This is like a hand that's like just very defensive. I mean, like we could play this if we wanted to, but like we're just wasting the value of that. So I guess I want to arsenal my chess piece here so that I can use it to get value off of it. So I'm going to pitch a blue to load the pistol. I'm going to activate Teklovossen. Like, not because I'm actually going to get value out of Teklovossen, but because I'm just going to do this where I load the pistol a whole bunch of times. Oh, I guess I do have... I guess I do have a leg piece that I can use here. Yeah, I guess that's technically... Yeah, I guess that's correct. Yeah, you're right, Z. That's definitely just the best play, because I can get to replace itself and like filter my hand here, and then I can still pistol the Passing Mirage with whatever I draw here. And even if it is a popper, that'll be the third popper that I've pitch stacked. So I'm setting up a little bit to be able to keep some poppers in the second cycle. Keeping Passing Mirage off the field is very important for a deck like this. 0 to 60 processor so that we boost it away, and then we'll go chest. Caloria, okay. I mean, if they attack with a Caloria, they're going to get the Terminator tank here. Like, no reason to get fancy. I pitched the headpiece here to load. Actually, I can pop this, keep my life total as high as possible. So if I do that, I'm actually able to load the pistol, or yeah, so activate Teklovossen. We have a well, if you do find Singularity, now you are gaming. Yeah, absolutely. Like Singularity is like probably gonna be how we actually like have to win this game. This is a weird matchup, so I'm just so not sure. I mean, I get that. Like I very much so feel that way. Like, this is... stop it, Zach. Good lord. Clicking through things. Yeah, I mean, like, this definitely feels like a weird matchup, and it honestly feels like not a favorable one for us in any way. We'll kill that Caloria and pass. I mean, I can just block with Still Street Enforcement here. It just blocks 5 conveniently. Like... I mean, I'll just take one. Like, if they just keep throwing attacks at us, we'll just keep blocking efficiently here. Okay. Play Passing Mirage and then activate Furnace. I mean, that's fine. So let's make sure that I go about this turn correctly here, just so I'm not, like, bouncing all over the place. So I can't really do anything with Go Again here. So I guess it's just activate Teklovossen, pitching our blue, pitch our legs to activate. Now, I guess I want to pitch the Junkyard Dog, because I want to have that later in the game for when we set that whole thing up. And then I'll go ahead and arsenal my legs, which means I can be pretty aggressive with actually blocking with my legs here. I can block with my legs pretty much whenever I need to. See, not seeing a popper in this hand could be kind of tough. Like, and like our opponent just has a lot of dragons, so like they're just going to be rewarded for like their hand lining up against ours. It's interesting to me because it's not like it's second cycle and like they're lining up their pitch stack against ours. They're just lining up their draw against ours, which like honestly is a little unfortunate. No? They're just gonna pass and set up a little bit more? I mean, okay. Like, deal. I really wish I had something with Go Again that wasn't this. This feels pretty mid. So I guess let's activate Teklovossen. Play our headpiece. Or I'm sorry, play our arm piece. We'll shuffle back in a... I guess we'll shuffle back in a War Machine. Nah, let's go with Terminator Tank. I like getting cards out of their deck. And then from here, we can... I can boost away the Yindarai and pistol it. Or I can just throw Twin Drive at one of the dragons. So I can throw Twin Drive at Asvalai and kill it. Or I can actually... boost here, which I think might be a little bit better, if I'm being honest. Like, I think we want to get... The Yindarai is, like, more obnoxious. Plus, hitting a headpiece is pretty solid. Because now it means we can just, like, have a turn where we just, like, soup up with 5 intellect here. And we'll just go ahead and kill the Yindarai. Yindarai's tough to kill, and there's no guarantee that we have poppers in every hand. Not by any stretch of the imagination. So... I guess we'll go Memory, then Junkyard Dog. We do have a popper here, thankfully, so hopefully we don't get caught in the dark too much. Our opponent's definitely pitch stacking a little bit. Like, I've seen them like they're pitching some reds, like they're setting up for later in the game. I'm kind of just sitting here being hopeful right now that they're not good enough at pitch stacking. Like, if we're at a high enough life total to where we can just kind of hang on. I also haven't seen Rake the Embers yet, and I don't know if they have them in the deck or not. I mean, yeah, we'll just block 4 here. Like, no reason not to. They go to 32. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Not super worried about them, like, gaining life and doing stuff here. So, if I go load the pistol, Twin Drive, boosting... I can Twin Drive boost away the Asvalai, and then I can Terminator tank them, which is pretty good. I'm like not a super big fan of giving up like throwing Twin Drive at an Asvalai, but I think we are definitely playing to keep the board clear at this point. I mean, and this is 9 overpower because we have everything equipped. I just need to be able to kill enough dragons to keep myself in the game. Like, I just need to keep the board clear enough. Like, their attacks won't kill me. Like, I really won't lose to their attacks. We have way too much defensive, like, stonewall power here. So if we can just keep their dragons off the board, that's really what we're looking to accomplish here. Okay, so there's one Rake the Embers. And to burn them all. Burn them all will also be a problem for us, because we're just kind of forced to take it. I'm going to go ahead and pop this. Which one does this one play into? Chromai. Okay. I mean, I think I'm about to, like, boost my T-Bone to kill one of these. I mean, so, like, if I activate Teklovossen, play this as an instant, I could have 2 action points. That leaves me with 1 blue, and that costs 0. I'll have 1 floating, which means I can pistol, hit this for 4, and pistol it. So, I mean, that's not a bad way to spend our turn, I feel like. Like, it's really not bad. That's not a bad turn, I feel like. We're only losing, like, 2 points of block, and, I mean... Honestly, am I just supposed to kill one of these? Am I just supposed to kill one of these and, like, throw this at them? Like, I don't like not playing the clear up game here, but, like, this is very good. I mean, this is 9 destroyer arsenal. Like, and I don't know what their arsenal is here. It's probably a sink below based off how they're blocking. No, they just wanted to save as much damage as possible. Well, here's the singularity. I do not have a popper. Would really like to be able to end their turn with a popper. And then... I mean, I'm just going to use my equipment. There's no reason for me not to here. I'm about to flip singularity. And then if they come in with the Yendarai, I'll give them the legs here. It would be nice if I did have a popper here and I was just, like, debating them. That would be awesome. It just says your weapon, right? I was like, God, how bad would this be if you couldn't use this with pistol? It's like, man, that'd be a pretty tough scene for us. I mean, I could arsenal this card. It's not like a terrible card to arsenal by any means. I don't have the base chest equipped, so I can't get value out of this. I could arsenal my singularity. I don't know, like, we have some pretty good poppers left in our deck. I think I'm just pitching this to load. Like, I think I just want to get this out of my hand. Yeah, I need to make sure you have lag piece still Evo equipped before singularity. So I need to set up my leg piece here. Is that what you're saying? Like, I need to make sure that I'm setting up my leg piece this turn? I mean, I have it in my hand, so, like, I can definitely do it. I mean, I already have one under here, so if that Evo is a hero, instead this triggers twice. Okay, so if I play it, I will get my action point back because I have it under there. Technically, you're fine with the ones you got. Yeah, if you have leg pieces and chest pieces, you'll swing for 12 and make them discard 2 cards. Wow. You guys are actually really helping me out here. I appreciate you guys. So, I mean, let's play it. So we gained the resources, but not the action points. Wonder why. Oh, it needs to be the top card. Okay, so if it needs to be the top card, let's just take the turn off and set this up. Like, let's just... I got you. It needs to be the top piece. Okay, I mean, and that's totally fine. I just completely misunderstood you. So I'm actually just going to kill an Ashwing. We're going to gain an action point, kill an Ashwing, and then pass. And I'm going to Arsenal my Singularity because now we just have it. Okay, no popper here. So now we're actually just going to block with all of our equipment, and we need to keep 2 blues here. So I assume this prevents this from having Phantasm. I assume is what it does. Yeah, getting our action point back allows us to shoot the pistol, which is actually really convenient. It's kind of cool. I'm hoping that we can cross the finish line with the Singularity. I've not actually got to see like its true power level yet, if I'm just being totally honest with you guys. Like, I haven't really got to see like how good is Singularity. This might not be correct, but it's going to be real spicy and fun. I mean, hey man, like, dude, I can live with fun. Fun is a world I can live with, brother. I mean, might as well block, I suppose. Crazy part's I don't even need to keep a blue to swing twice. Just boosted away my Singularity. Oh, Brian. That's big Sag, dude. That's big Sag. We had somebody actually banish ours a minute ago. Like last game. Yeah, please go back, dude. Like, again, my opponent is like just like being way nicer than me this game because they're asking. But yeah, dude, absolutely. Like, I will always like tell people to go back and play things correctly. Oh, it's gonna be with this hand, a swing for 17 damage if you keep the hand. Oh, because of the zipper hit? Because I can boost with the zipper hit? Yeah. I mean, the crazy part is I can block with one of these cards. Like, I can block with the Magnetic Protocol here if I want to. If I block with the Magnetic Protocol this turn, then I can actually just, like... Yeah, I mean, that's fine. We'll block with this. So if I block with the Protocol, I can Arsenal the Zipper hit, which gives me a couple of different options, but... Oh, that's right. He does give go again, doesn't he? See, dude, y'all are, like up here. Like, y'all are on it. I think it's correct to just give 3. Hope this isn't a snatch. It's probably correct to give 3 and then Arsenal the Zipper hit. Like, honestly, I think to keep my life total as high as possible. Okay, so they have nothing to follow it up with, and they didn't want to send in the Uvia. Okay, so we're just going to play it. Gain 6 resources and attack them for 6. Oh, we have to banish 2 things? I don't... think it really matters here. You don't even... Oh, that was a message I already read. I guess it doesn't really matter what we get rid of, unless maybe it does. So this is for 6 and they discard a card? That's so powerful. And I know there's a popper or 2 left in our deck. Like, I know I pitch stack at least 2 or 3 of them, so I know that we have a popper or 2 coming up. My man about to go to 13. He really is, wow. And then, yeah, I mean, let's attack you for 6. So, what, this comes in with 14 pieces under it, so you basically get 7 attacks with Teklovossen. That's pretty good. It does not matter. Now we get to see how strong this is. I mean, honestly, like, knowing how strong this is like, really what I'm about right now. Like, I want to know how good this is. I guess I only have 1 Evo equipped, so... Oh my gosh, this is so good. So, I mean, yeah, we just take 3. And then I guess we'll take... Like, we could pop one of these if we wanted to here. Yeah, this is like, dude, this is so much damage. It's crazy. This costs 3, right? So pitch this for 5, 9, and then 15. So, I mean, this is 15 points and our opponent has to discard a card, at least. I mean, it's definitely just going to be a race to the finish line here. I'm going to block... When I throw the Yindarai, I'm going to block with the Teklovossen because it blocks here. Makes it so you have 4 equipped at all times. Ooh, I actually didn't know that either. That's kind of cool. That's pretty neat. Knowing that you just have 4 equipped at all times is like really good. I'm up 11 points currently. This is just 5 go again. No, I don't need to boost. That's so dumb. Like, it's so dumb that that's just 5 go again without boosting. Like, it's crazy. And then, yeah, no reason to boost here. I mean, we're just going to see if we can cross the finish line with this. Like, and then they're forced to go to 5 here or only attack me with 2 things here. Which means they can attack for 6. 7, I guess, technically. So, this sucks because I don't have any attacks in it. So, we'll just block effectively here. We'll block 5. It's like literally just a race to the finish line. I'm honestly, I'm just kind of happy that we actually got to equip it. Yeah, the no attack hand is pretty tough. I honestly think that that's more my poor pitch stacking than anything else. Like I think like almost 100% of the time we're just gonna chalk that up to me not pitch stacking well, just because of like I wasn't thinking about what my deck needs to look like when I have Teklovossen in play. So that's definitely just on me. So they're both 3 for 5s. And this just says your mechanologist attack action cards get go again. So we'll wait and see what they throw at us here. They play a sigil. Okay, that's fine. I mean, so we're at 20, it's 5, 8, we're at 12. Yep. And then I'll probably just block the Yenderai with the Teklovossen here. So we'll go to 15 off that. The Yenderai just gets met with this. Hopefully they don't have a snatch in their hand to like punish me here. They haven't played one all game, so if they do have a snatch, like, it would be pretty good. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I'll take the Uvia. Surprised by their attack with the Uvia. I guess let's just come in for 5 with the protocol here. Take 2, go to 7. I guess they decided to keep their last card in Arsenal here just in case that we had a hand that like stripped their entire hand. They could have a red card to play. Okay, so it was a sink below. So let's attack them, pitching Junkyard Dog. And then from here, we only have 2 activations of Teklovossen left. So they're keeping 1 card. It might be their last sigil. I can't remember if they played 1 or 2 to this point. Let's just block 3. And then 6 Ashwings puts us to 6. And then the Yenderais for 3, so that'll put us to 3. And then the Yenderai puts us to 2. And then, so we die next turn if we don't block this turn. So if we just take everything and don't block, we... just lose. Right? I'm going to make sure that my math is right here. I hate that we have to click so many times. Like, I wish it just, like, would click through all of this for me. Like, I know I can click, like, past blocks and reactions here. I don't know if it does it the rest of the turn or not, though. Okay, so it's all about whether they actually attack with the Uvia or not because of the 2 Burn Them Alls. Like, that Burn Them All has 6 counters on it, so I have to get rid of 7 red cards and then 1, which they have. So this puts me to 3, this puts me to 2, which means the Chrome Eye kills me next turn. And Junkyard Dog for 7, if they give 2 cards... If they give 2 cards and take 1 and go to 7 and then take this... Like, they still don't die, so I'm forced to pop this here. Big Sag. Big Sag indeed. So, we can't overpitch, so... I mean, I think I'm dead regardless here. Like, I don't think it really matters. I was really just trying to see if we could cross the finish line with the Mechropotent. I was just trying to see if it was even possible to, like, try and make that happen to see if we could cross the finish line. Yeah, they're going to block 5 and go to 7. And then I guess we're going to Arsenal this. And then Burn Them All will just kill us, I think, actually. So we go to 3. this blocks. We stay at 3. Did it just do it on that one? Let's find out. It did. Okay, so we could just pass blocks and reactions on each one. I've never actually tried to use that button, so I've always been curious to know how that worked. And then we block. And then we block, and then we die to the next Ashwing. So our opponent, like, having the long game of dragons here and, like, us running out of poppers, like, kind of just cost us the game. How many turns was that? That was only 18 turns. Felt like more, honestly. Like, that whole game was played out under, like, the idea is Mechropotent good enough to close out the game from there? Obviously it wasn't. Now, again, you guys were watching me learn a lot throughout the course of the night because I'd never played Teklovossen and CC before. So you guys got to see me like, you know, like the chat was really beneficial. Like people hanging out in the chat tonight, I really like means a lot. I really appreciate you guys helping me out. You guys showed me some stuff that I didn't know. And so I think the next time I play Teklovossen, I'll be able to take that and improve on it. I went 0-3 tonight, but I'm going to be honest. I don't think that's a reflection of Taylor's deck so much as that's a reflection of like me not understanding the hero and me not playing up to its standards. It was really cool to get to see Singularity in play. I did enjoy doing that. That was pretty cool. So I'm gonna keep playing that deck and try to practice a little bit so that the next time I stream it, it'll look a little bit cleaner and that we'll be able to walk through the lines and talk about it a little bit more. Guys, I appreciate everybody hanging out in the chat so much tonight. You know, tonight I peaked at like 27 viewers, I think, on YouTube tonight. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, that's the most I've ever had. That's the most people I've ever had watching me. So it means a lot, you know. Like means a lot. You guys hanging out and being there. If you guys are new to the channel, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. But other than that, thanks for hanging out, guys. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow or not. Curly and I are hanging out. I might be streaming Fortnite, so kind of just depends on what we end up doing tomorrow. But if not, I will definitely be back on Thursday streaming some more. I might put up a poll to see which of the 3 heroes you guys want to see just because I played them all now. So I'll kind of let you guys decide. Probably going to do that. So look out for a poll tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. And if nothing else, I'll see you guys Thursday. Take it easy, guys.